So with us, homeschooling this year and being a family with 4 young kids, Molly had an idea for hanging some school posters. The kids' artwork. I think it'll just be for whatever we want to hang from it. Could be anything. Let me move that. Ow. Ah. Ow. All right, I'm learning more and more about this project as we're doing it. This is not a school poster wall, it's a masterpiece wall for artwork. Anyway, this is the second time we're going at hanging it. The first time we had got something off of Amazon and it broke during the installation. So went to Lowe's and got something similar. Let's see, 6.5 feet maybe? Is that too high? Okay, so you want it at like 6 feet, 2.5, 3 inches. So we'll do 6 feet, 3 inches. And you want it to come to right here, right? You know, getting ready to do this and just kind of being in the CPC midweek mindset, thinking about things to talk about for our midweek videos, it reminded me of a poster from the 70s, the Hang In There Baby poster. And I'm sure you've seen it before, but it's a cat hanging from a wire or hanging from a pole. And it's used as a motivational poster. Shoot, I forgot what I was doing. Oh yeah, I need to find a stud. It was used as a motivational poster, right? Hang in there, baby. No matter how tough it gets, hang in there. No matter how much life gets you down, hang in there. No matter what's going on, what's beating you up, hang in there. And so, you can imagine it was in a lot of teachers' rooms. In fact, I think the first time I saw it was whenever I long-term subbed for kind of my first position at SHS. The teacher had floor-to-ceiling, wall-to-wall motivational posters for the students, and I think that was one of them. All right, I'm gonna find a stud real quick. Found one. All right, there's one right here, and there's one over here. How far over do you want it to go? Which one? All right. Why do you need scissors, Brock? There, she jumping. So anyway, hang in there. I think is a great thought for us to have. To hang in there. It does seem like times are especially tough right now, and not even speaking completely from experience, but I know that many people are without jobs. They have sickness in their family. Anyway, so there's lots of hardship going on right now, and I think it would be a good lesson for us to think about hang in there. That it will all get better soon, but not just that we have a God who cares for and empathizes with us, who has our best interest in mind, and we read that in Scripture. We read in 1 Peter 5:7 that we're to cast all of your anxieties on Him because He cares for you. So anyway, some translations translate that as our cares, not just our anxieties, but the things that keep us up at night, or the things that have us worried. Cast all of our cares on Him because He cares for us. So yeah, we know that we serve a God that doesn't just love us, that isn't just our creator, but a God who feels for us, who's empathetic, who came to earth as a human being and suffered like we suffer. And even more so, right? Suffering unto death. He felt the pain that we feel. He's felt the loss that we feel. And so when we cast our cares on Him, He cares for us. And that's a very deep lesson to learn, and not an easy one, right? That's one that you could spend your whole life kind of learning. Let's see here. I need this. I need a screwdriver. Yeah, it's probably a good idea that we put it up a little bit higher, because if you caught your head on this coming around that corner, you'd ruin your day. In fact, I think it's such a deep lesson and a hard lesson to learn. On its face, it can almost sound uncaring. I read a story this week of a man who was dealing with like the mental process of infidelity from his wife. And, you know, like he had logically gone to, you know, I can forgive her, and you know, I can stay in a relationship, you know, for the kids. They had 2 young children, and you know, I can try to make the best of this. But he said no matter how hard he tried, he just couldn't stop thinking about it all the time. And he was an atheist, and he talked to a Christian friend of his, and his Christian friend replied with, is that going to show up in the video? Oh, yeah. His Christian friend replied with, dude, you just have to give it to God. And this man mentioned that he didn't find any solace in that at all. Just give it to God. And I don't know about you guys, but I think often we fall into, especially us speakers, we fall into the use of Christianese, of throwing around these words that we just think people understand the meaning behind, without any context. And it does a huge disservice to that person. I think that it's disrespectful, but then it also does a huge disservice to Christ and his scriptures and what they mean, and the fact that God can change your life when you cast your cares on him. Yeah. So it got me thinking, like, you know, as a teacher, oh man, I should have gotten a size smaller. Let's see how this works. As a teacher, how do I teach my children, you know, like my kids in my classroom, how do I teach them difficult lessons? And I think it's most easy to teach these difficult lessons I didn't get the right thing. Oh no. Wait. I think I can use that. Let me see. Please. Pretty, please. It made me think, you know, like how do we teach these, you know, very, very difficult lessons? And I think the only way to teach these lessons is twofold. So first, it's teaching by example, and then it's doing it together. I do it, and then we do it, before you ever expect that student to be able to do it on their own. And you're like, how perfect that, and that's how, it's really how God or Christ established the early church. You know, he never intended for us to go through this alone, but he wanted us to live in community with other people, so that we could, first off, you know, be there to help other people hang on, right? To help other people through tough times, to help other people in the midst of their struggle, but then also that we would be surrounded by brothers and sisters when it came time for us to live through something difficult, to experience tragedy, hardship, loss of job, loss of child, you know, that we wouldn't have to go through all of that alone. Even with my teeth, that's a metal wire. We preached a sermon series on Galatians, Paul's letter to the church in Galatia, and one of the sermons that I had the opportunity to preach was talking about bear one another's burdens. Paul was commending these new followers to bear with one another in love, like he says in Ephesians, and bear one another's burdens in Galatians, to be there for each other, to not be an island, to not live alone, but to live in community with each other, so that you're there for each other, so that you're not. Because I think we all know, even us introverts like I am, know that it doesn't work. Life was never meant to be lived alone, and so we come together in community. We are a church of small groups, especially right now. And isn't it fitting that when it's a time that we need small groups the most, when we need to be in that community with individuals the most, that's the community that we're forced to have right now. So get joined up, join a small group, get in community with other believers, bear one another's burdens, and let's all hang on, baby. Brockton, shut the door. Brock boy, shut the door. Brockton, shut the door.